In Nigeria's inland regions, away from the thick forestry and mangroves of the south, mountains and hills dot the landscape. Early archaeological findings of the Stone Age shows various decentralized indigenous communities living here. Even though a number of ethnic groups including Basa, Gwandara, Gade, Koro and Nupe all call the FCT their ancestral land, this documentary tells the story of one community in particular, the Gbagyi. The Baji ethnic group is not limited by geography. They are spread across modern-day Kaduna, Niger, Kogi and Nasarawa states, several kilometers away from Abuja. The physical boundaries of the mountain ranges demarcated the maps of the Gbagyi from small villages to clans. The Gbagyi were a people bound by the belief in a supernatural being, Shoko, one who came before the ancestors, and a binding article of faith in the goodness of humanity. A common language, shared culture and value systems united the Gbagyi people. But their unique way of life was soon disrupted by the aspiration for a centralized capital city for Nigeria. In 1976, Nigeria's military government under General Murtala Muhammad initiated plans for 8,000 square kilometers to be set aside as Nigeria's new federal capital city. By 1978, this ambitious new city was underway, with a recommendation of 2.8 billion naira compensation for the natives. But 34 years after the administrative capital moved from Lagos to Abuja, the Gbagyi no longer feature prominently on the landscape, dispersed and fragmented by politics and geography. The Gbagyi people are deeply connected to nature through customs and traditions. The marketplace used to be the economic center for the Gbagyi. Kasuwan feature prominently in many northern states, a place where trade and agriculture formed the bedrock of livelihoods.
Anu ba kupe ya bechejiko ya kobo ajwe ni be yin sai ma Gbagyi ni be jin ba gigin ko tete ni be jin atuko ka Kasuwan gwari nha lo be ja agbara kaya nu agbara afo akaya obe je ba ni gimbo nha ye afo akaya hale Kasuwan gwari ashamanu arinu akapanu hala habwa ba Kasuwan gwari.
Agriculture, craftsmanship and traditional festivals shaped their identity. But loss of identity is perhaps the biggest threats to the Gbagyi today. One of the most tangible aspects of Gbagyi culture is food. Through food, Gbagyi women express deep-rooted traditions. Nutritious food preserved by traditional spices and methods. Mrs. Asibi Yakubu is a native Gbagyi woman. She explains the time-honored process of preparing a local delicacy called Aje. Even without modern refrigeration, Aje lasts up to a month.
Shehos noa la wo bala hazet nefi hazet saifi then kwapu kwa vin abaje hai hadije.
Wood ash is the major ingredient used for preserving food. It also gives the food a unique flavor and aroma. With its somewhat salty flavor, it is also rich in minerals such as potassium, calcium and magnesium. Fresh oje is usually stored with water in earthenwares. The water must be changed daily to preserve the food. There is a special recipe and process for making traditional Gbagyi soups. Wholesome ingredients and farm-fresh organic produce are key.
Gbagyi ena nyalu ajiche ebanishin ama ibaniga anya akatakpai habe na makbalai habe na kaji hahadabai mamwa menge masakoi balaga she balaga ena nu ache fi balaba won admian beche she balaba won admian beche eba mi haku po nuka baku wakao zo ba mi waku wan ba kan mi she oku kan mi sahala nyiche hasafi to kwa inu sa ba lamache hakinba hasafi na ma she ho ha lo anyi ha bwa na sere ha shakun jan ya ha ko yatin ha beche afina anu ayatin na ko no afi she ho ku fi ha be na mai ha ba jan sere akuba da fishi ha be na kun ya ha ba jan sere akuba da fishi she okuba da fishi akaji avwaba shan gbin ha ba yashi she ho ya ha fi akunya boga akunya ba du ama bibi ha fi akunya ba ku bi ha ye ba se ba ya ba bi ha fi ama she ho fi ama ha la akaji ha gbon ba na ba gbon yi ban baba shin she ho fi ba lenu ba ye ba bi ha fi ba bian hai ha fi ba maigi hai ha fi ba sanpeje fi ba agba yan ajuku bo bi anyuku bo yin.
There are several ways to enjoy Gbagyi food. Oje can be mashed and mixed with water to make jepo. These delicacies then served with garden eggs, fish, peppers, locust beans and onions. The use of wood ash by the Gbagyi people is not just to preserve food. It is also a way to safeguard culture, ensuring that traditional Gbagyi meals are enjoyed for generations to come. With agricultural lands taken over by development, it is now harder to get traditional ingredients, and in many cases spices are expensive. The Gbagyi way of life is not just reflected in their food, but also with the unique kitchen utensils and beautiful handcrafted clothing.
We have forgotten our roots, forgotten our culture, forgotten our heritage, and it's not good for us, we the Gbagyis. In those days, it's shapa we use in eating. Before it was shapa salad, shapa they mold a pot. When it breaks, that is what they use in eating on it. That is the plate. But later on, they now mold small ones that look like plate to use it in eating. Then we have zokumpa that they use in drinking water. It's a calabash that has hand. That is what they use in drinking water. Then we have this chekun. Chekun was what our people use in carrying things. We have this elbow. That is elbow, but the chekun. That is what we use in carrying our things in our shoulder. Why do we carry things in shoulder? Because we respect the head. because we believe that the head has so many things that gives the body. That is one. You use, through the head you can see, through the head you can hear, through the head you eat, through the head you breathe. So the head is very, very precious. That is what the Gbagyi people believe.
Across Gbagyi clans, intermarriages and trade cemented kinship ties. In the old days, reverence for supernatural phenomena distinguished the Gbagyi from many others. Just as cultural festivals serve as a way for the people to reconnect with their ancestries, masquerades in particular signified deep-rooted beliefs in the supernatural.
With the coming of the federal capital, establishing the federal capital here, we are having our culture strictly. But as the time goes on, the development catches along with us. And with the existing of the religion, Muslim, Christians, and some of us beginning to be committed to the religion, either Christianity or Islam. So that had diverted the attention of the Baji people not to concentrate on their culture anymore. But the cultures I can remember, we have different type of cultures that I can remember them, like Lububije, Jibaje, Amadaje, Aborije, and Fapa and Bodogu. All those are culture that will normally take place yearly. Jibaje is mainly for security reasons, that protect the environment within the community, and we celebrate it. Lububije is also part of the security internally, so that somebody should not go and commit something within the community that he cannot be identified. If you do it, he does it, definitely you will be caught right-handed. And those are the areas that today they are no more in existence.
For the Gbagyi people, every element of nature carries power, and every event in life is tied to the unseen forces that shape destiny.
A Gbagyi man is a peaceful man, is a patient man, is sympathetic. If we begin to practice all those kind of culture, that means, because there are families, if you're still in their place, you cannot survive it. Even if you wipe away the entire family. So will we continue killing people because they still our yam in the farm? You will have disappearing culture. Even the white men that have written much about the Gbagyi people will tell you that the Gbagyi people have such powers, but they also goes without conscience. Some of these powers cannot be practiced today.
When Abuja was carved out from parts of Niger, Plateau, Kaduna and Kwara, it seems as if the various indigenous peoples of the FCT were an afterthought. Until date, as the federal capital continues to develop, the Gbagyi people have continuously been pushed away.
The brokers that brought the federal capital territory, stated by late Murtala Muhammad, specifically broadcasted that day that the three major ethnic groups have no land in the 8,000 square kilometers of land that is now going to be the political capital of Nigeria. Lagos is going to still resume the commercial capital of Nigeria, and also Kaduna and Port Harcourt are also going to have the federal presence, so that Nigeria will have quadra-type development system, so that it won't be concentrated in one place. The Murtala broadcast stated that the three major ethnic groups have no place in federal capital territory, but a Gudapana report told him that there are Baji, Bari, Gede, Gana Gana, Gwandara, Basa, Igbira, Koro, Amama, Alachi, and Nupe in the Federal Capital Territory. When he did that broadcast, he now was assassinated. Then Obasanjo now used late Mubagunje Geography Department, University of Ibadan, and did community study to see is it true that FCT was a virgin land. And the report clearly showed and was found that there were 450,000 households in FCT that needed 2.8 billion naira to resettle the crops of the original inhabitant people that were here.
The influx to Nigeria's capital city gave way to a heterogeneous mix, watering away previous indigenous people. Even with the influx of newer lifestyles and values, the Gbagyi people are still finding ways to keep their traditions alive. Through craftsmanship, festivals and storytelling, they ensure that their culture is never forgotten.